Hi, everybody. It's me, Edward, and I'm here tonight to interview my very special guest. His name's Grunch. Say hi, Grunch. Hi, everybody. How are you tonight? And how are you, Edward? I'm doing good, and you? Good. That's good. Grunch, how does it feel to live in New York? Oh, I love it here. But I do miss Florida. Oh, you do? Yes. Oh. Why don't you tell everybody how you came to live in New York? Well, about maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I was visiting Edward with Mom, of course, our mom, and one night Edward woke up to do TMI, and he fell. And we were going to go to Florida the next day, back to Florida. And when Edward was on his way to the car with his suitcase, he fell again, and he ended up breaking his left ankle, and which needed surgery and hospitalization. And I ended up going to Florida. And when I came back, Edward was in a nursing home by himself, and Mom brought me over, and I stayed with them. And when Edward came out of the nursing home, I stayed with him, and Mom said, Grunch would like to know if it's okay to live with him. And he said yes. That's right. That's a nice story, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So, Grunch, what do you like to do during the day? Well, when I'm with you, I watch TV, of course. And I sing. I do videos with you, of course. Yes. Do you have any favorite songs? Well, I do. Pumpkin is one of them. Pumpkin, yes. It goes, pumpkin, pumpkin, you are my pumpkin. Aw, that's cute. Yes. And then, do you have any good friends? Oh, you bet I do. Offline or online? Well, both. Let's start with your offline friends. Frank, of course, and Mike Pert, and Mark. That's right. And how about your online friends? Well, I like Jeff Squad, Awesome Mary, Christy Lee, and Sassy A. And Tara. Yes, Tara's a great friend. Now, do you have any favorite YouTube people that you like to watch? Yes, I like Winner Every Time. Have Media. Oh yes, she's great. We just started watching her. Yes. Crazy Pieces and the Miller Fam. Good ones. Oh yes, and Phillips Fam Bam too, who say, "Choose your day." That's right. Speaking of them, weren't you in a video of that? I was. I started out waving, and then a close-up of me, and then blowing kisses at the very end. Let's see. Oh, why don't you tell people about places that I've taken you? Well, on vacation, on my vacation, Edward's taken me to New York City. Yes, I have. And Boston and Lake George. That's right, Lake George. And how about for leisure trips? Well, I went to the zoo with you around Christmas. Yes, you did. Your first time there. Yes, and I saw rhinos and sea lions and a tiger and a buffalo. Yep. And the lanterns of elephants, lions, giraffes, and other animals. Yes. And what else did you do there? Oh, I went on a carousel, which I enjoyed. And I made friends with a giant bird puppet and a bat puppet and a woman dressed like a deer and a fusa. Yes, those were fun, weren't they? Yes. And then Edward and Frank took me to the Maritime Aquarium in Norwalk, and I saw my very first movie. Yes. Do you remember what it was about? Animals in your backyard. Yes, that's right. Sorry, Grunch. And I saw sharks, and I said to Edward, I'm scared. But you were okay. Yeah. And then another trip Edward and Frank took me on was to Lake George. And on the way to Lake George, we stopped off in Albany. And we went to the museum of the New York State Museum. And I saw an exhibit on Sesame Street. And Edward took a picture of me with a cutout of Big Bird. And we saw Oscar the Grouch. That's right. I'll tell you what, when this is over, well, I'll insert that picture. Oh, thank you, Edward. Yep. And then Edward also took, in Lake George, Edward and Frank took me on a dinner cruise where we had pizza. Yes, and I danced with him. Yes, he did. And then they also took me to Boston. Yep. And we went on the train there. Yes, we did. And one day, Edward and Frank took me to Cape Cod and showed me where Edward went to high school. Yes. Did you have a good time? I did. And then, but the saddest trip was to Florida to say goodbye to Mom before she died. Yes, that was sad. I miss Mom. Me too. And then I remember when we came back, it was a 2-day trip though. When we came back the next day, Edward put me down and he cried and he said, I miss Mom. And I cried too. Yes. Speaking of Mom, she's in the background there. Yes. So what do you do in your spare time though, other than watch TV and sing? Oh well, of course I cuddle with you. Yes, you do. Oh yes, and I've made some other good friends too, like Camilla and Marie O'Connor. Yes, that's right, we have. Do you have any animal friends? Oh, yes, I do. I've got Little Guy, who's a smaller gorilla, and Kobe Fuzzy, and of course, that's right, I forgot. And when Edward and Frank took me to the zoo at Christmas, I picked out an elephant I liked, and he's my friend, and his name is Hercules. That's right. And who else did you? And where else did we take you? Oh, that's right. You took me to the Museum of Moving Images in Queens? Yes. And who did you see there? Kermit the Frog and Rolf the Dog. Yep, and Miss Piggy. Yes, it was a exhibition of Jim Henson. Yes, who is the creator of the Muppets. Yes. And I saw Big Bird and Cookie Monster. Yes, and I've got a picture of you with them. Yes. Anything else you have to say? Well, you know what? What? I love you, Edward. I love you too, Grunch. You're a great brother. Anything else? Well, please like, share, and subscribe because Edward and I would like to get 10,000 viewers at least, subscribers. And you can always suggest stuff for us to do. And next week I'll interview Edward, okay? Okay, Grunch. Have a good night, everybody. Yes, night. So, Grunch, I forgot to ask you last night. Yes? Are there any other people on YouTube you like to watch? Yes. I like watching Winner Every Time and Chad and Natasha. Oh, they're great, aren't they? Yeah. And I like watching Brooks Holt play mini golf. And same with that NC family of 3. Oh, that's good. Yes. Now, is there anybody who you've met in the past that you miss? Yes, I miss Vanessa from the Enclave and Wesley from the Grove. Aw, they both liked you. Yes, I remember the day that I was sitting on the bar watching you exercise at the Grove, and Vanessa comes along, and she's standing right in front of me, and Cynthia said, "Vanessa, you're blocking Grunch." And she said, "Oops, oh, I'm sorry." Yeah, but she didn't mean that, to do that. Yeah, I know. Let's see, Grunch. Do you have any favorite songs? Well, I like Falling Asleep Tonight. And I also like Happy by Pharrell Williams, because I like to clap my hands whenever I hear that. Oh, that's good. Yeah. And I also like the songs that Frank and you make up, like, soap and water goes together like a teenage daughter. Oh, yes, and oh, Frank Kunkel, oh, don't you cry for me. You're cute, Grunch. Oh, yes, and I also like Cuddly Grunchy, you're the one. You make every day lots of fun. And no, I'm not making fun of Sesame Street. Oh, I know, Grunch, I know.